Transformative power, yeah. Yeah, say more about that.
Yeah, that heating transformative power, this austerity, it's as if it makes you uncomfortable. I'm not, now, I want to make a delineation between discomfort and pain. Pain is obviously when you're in pain, your mind or your mouth says, ouch, right?
Or it's very sharp.
Or it's very sharp, you know, something of that nature. Now, discomfort focuses you into the area where your discomfort is residing. Yeah. If you're in a good posture for you, holding a posture, an asana, and you're uncomfortable there, generally your mind's not going to be wandering around as much as it would if you weren't in this posture and holding it. It'll be focused on the posture or the area that's uncomfortable. So in that sense, the posture is creating a tapas or austerity that's focusing you in. Also, it's creating the friction or the heat of change, and that's another focal point. So in a lot of ways, tapas, if we're talking about asana practice, can be likened to that. But also tapas reminds you of your practice. Yeah. Reminds you of your spiritual practice, your sadhana. So whenever you have this discomfort or this friction or this heat in your body, in your mind, it's a perfect reminder. Oh, yeah, I should be practicing. I am practicing. Oh, I am. Okay. Yeah. I better not say what I wanted to say to that person because I'm practicing now. Yeah. And part of my practice is to practice contentment and purity of mind, body. And I don't want to say this to that person. Now, I'm taking you through the steps, but this might occur to you spontaneously if you've practiced it for some time. So, tapas is very important, and it allows us to burn away the impurities in our body and in our mind. It helps that.
Yeah. So one of the things that a teacher once told me, that when you're feeling discomfort in the body, maybe it started in the mind and now you're feeling it in the body. Maybe it took that long for you to realize that discomfort's telling you something. Either you're doing something wrong, right? That you're doing something against your own morality, perhaps, or physically something's wrong is happening in your body. So whenever that feeling of discomfort comes up, that might be a signal for you to just take closer notice, be more attuned to what's happening.
Pay attention.
Internally. Yeah. Okay. Second, self-study.
Svadhyaya.
Awareness, observation. Self-study,
self-awareness, self-observation.
It's interesting because in Iyengar's discussion about this, he says, from the outer skin, we move down into the many layers all the way down to the core of the body where the true self exists or lies. So he was talking, using the metaphors of the body to really bring about that awareness of our true self, right? So that's an Iyengar. That's his position on a lot of things, actually. You know, he says everything arose from his sickness. A little bit about Iyengar, you know, he was really sick when he was young, so it was his yoga practice, his physical yoga practice first that took him out of that sickness, and he said through alignment of his body and came alignment of the mind and those kinds of things. But I think his one of the things that he says too is, as the surface of the skin talks to the different layers of the inner body, this kind of nonverbal communication goes on, and as that communication gets stronger, it brings about a clarity of the inner soul.
No confusion. Right. You start to act upon what these observances, self-observances tell you. You're not confused about a particular thing. Should I do this? Should I do that? You know when you feel this on your skin or in your body. Ooh, yeah. I need to do this now. Yeah. You know, this is clear to me. So self-study is svadhyaya is really, like all the niyamas, is very important, and you can learn so much about yourself, because I think especially when I was younger, I didn't know a heck of a lot about myself. I was patterned through parents and friends heaped upon me, you know, and I knew that wasn't all that there was, because obviously I'm teaching yoga now.
Digging.
I've been practicing it.
Yeah.
I've been digging and still am. And as you come to know yourself a little more, the ultimate expression of which that self is your supreme self, or in my case, my Buddha nature. So you get to know yourself, and you know what starts to be right for you, and that's not too far from what's right for everybody.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not, in the sense, going to force somebody to do exactly what I need, because we're all different people, and so we have a little bit of different what's right for us, or different ways of coming about it. That's a better way to see it. And lastly, we have Ishvara Pranidhana, or devotion, love of Supreme Self, divinity, God, which I guess I just touched upon. It literally, in yoga, it can happen through mantra, or chanting of mantra that your guru or somebody's given you. That's an expression of it. That's one expression of it, for instance.
Yeah, I think Iyengar used samadhi as the one of the terms when describing this. So it could be termed as samadhi too.
The meditative
clarity,
state.
The meditative state, yeah. Through the clarity and the intelligence of the inner body.
It's induced, for instance, from chanting mantra or meditating. You know, if you're, as I understand it, if you're a Hindu or you're involved with Vedantic thought, the Supreme Self, the Paramatman, which is an expression of Brahma, that's what you're looking to realize in everything that you do. The fortunate thing is that yoga practice accelerates that realization, and Ishvara Pranidhana is the limb of the Niyama that points you in that direction through various ways of coming about that. So it's a really very complete way of kind of looking at self-observances, you know, and it comes all down to mindfulness, you know, being mindful and paying attention.
Yeah.
Paying attention.
Taking one bite at a time, a
Yeah.
little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Not being too worried about perfection.
It'll all come in the end.
It'll come.
Yeah.
It'll come. Thank you for listening.
Later.